Hi everyone, this is Allison Livingstone from Simplifying Sold. In today's video, I want to share a high-level overview of how to use Evernote and how to best use it to your advantage as a real estate agent. If you watched one of my previous email tip videos, you'll know that one of my favorite things about Evernote in general, but specifically for the real estate world, is the ability to forward entire emails, including their attachments, their recipients, timestamps, etc., into a specific Evernote notebook, which you could have for each client, each property, etc. This is really critical in the real estate world where you want to be able to show, how many times you tried to follow up with that lender or exactly when you disclosed a certain item, or that the option check was delivered at 4:59 p.m. Important things like that. That is one of my favorite things about the Evernote platform, is the ability to forward those emails. I also like that you can organize it similar to any other thing you would create folders in for a client, for property, etc. And within those, you can have different notes that can contain documents like amendments, executed contract, etc. Photos, which can be great, if you're walking through the property on that initial appointment, taking some photos on your iPhone, being able to just immediately put them in Evernote is super helpful, along with the other contact information for the client. I also like that it allows you to write quick miscellaneous notes. So really good for, like I said, if you're walking through that listing appointment or you're out with a buyer and they're mentioning things they really like about a house, you can go ahead and just put it really quickly in the Evernote app on your phone and it will save right under their file. Okay, so without further ado, I'm going to jump in and do a little screen share tutorial about some of my tips for using Evernote for real estate agents and getting started and organized from the start. Okay, so I am showing you a entirely blank Evernote, so as if you were starting from scratch. Also wanted to notate that I am showing you in the business Evernote platform. However, most of the features I'm going to show you are available in the free platform, and all of them are available in the middle tier personal platform that I believe is a little less than $6 a month. And that's definitely what I would recommend if you're going to use this for your real estate business. Okay, so getting started, Evernote as a whole is made up of notes, notebooks, and notebook stacks. For my example, I'm basically going to take you through an entire transaction and show you how to organize it in Evernote and how Evernote can help you do this. Okay, so starting out the transaction, let's say I just got a call from a new lead who wants to sell their home, and so I'm going to try to jot down some notes from our call. So first, I'm going to press Create New Note. And then let's put New Seller Lead as the title, and then maybe just jot down some notes while I'm on the phone or right after. So Sarah Smith, phone number 111-111-1111, moving to Indiana, has to move in 2 months for job, and maybe her address, etc. Okay, so now that I have this new lead, I'm going to want to create a notebook so I can keep everything, all my notes for Sarah Smith moving forward in one place. Creating a notebook is very similar to creating a folder on your computer. Okay, so we're going to go to Notebooks, and this will all automatically save as well, to Notebooks, and then add a new notebook and name it. I'm going to name it Sarah Smith. Probably once I knew her address, I would want to update it to the address in case she was a buy and sell. That way it didn't have any commingling documents from different transactions in the same notebook. Okay, continue. Great, now I'm going to go back to all notes, or my main notebook, since you'll see Sarah Smith's notebook is empty. That's what this number in parentheses means, how many notes in there. And here is the notes from our conversation. So now I'm going to go to the top 3 dots in the right corner and press Move to Sarah's notebook. Perfect. Now you'll see if I drop down the Notebooks tab over here and I go to Sarah Smith, there's that note right there. Okay, so let's say we had a great phone call, we closed, and we set the appointment. So let's say I'm going over to Sarah's house and I want to take some notes of what I see and what we discuss when I get there. So once again, new note. Initial appointment. And one of the features I like about Evernote is it does keep all of the notes dated as well and in order. Okay, so something I want to show you here is a couple different features you can use. Likely on your listing appointments or buyer appointments, you have certain topics you want to discuss, certain things you want to go through with the client every time. However, we all know that once you get in there, you can get sidetracked easily, the client can distract you, and you may leave with not all the information you intended on getting and then have to follow up on it. So, a great tip I think in Evernote is we can create templates that we can use in future notes every time. So, for Sarah's appointment, let's create an example template of what we want to talk with sellers about every time we have an appointment with them. And then in the future, we can apply it and keep using it moving forward. So I am going to do a simple template with some checkbox items of items I want to talk about with Sarah. So maybe I want to ask if she has a home survey. Maybe I want to ask who all is on title. Want to ask her move out date, ideally, ideal price, mortgage payoff, etc. Okay, so let's say that these are the main topics I want to talk to every seller about. Now I'm going to go back up to the top right corner, those three dots, and I'm going to save this note as a template. I may want to update this name probably as seller initial appointment, just so I can make one for buyers as well. Save. Great. And as you can see here, let's say we talked about the survey, want to make a quick note, no survey, and just check that off as I go through the conversation with the client. And to show you how this works, now I'm going to just delete this note. And you can do that by going up here and pressing move note to trash or just delete note. Okay, so let's say I already had that template set up. New note. And I want to apply a template. It's going to take you to templates that Evernote already has available. Some of these you could make useful. I do have a little bit of trouble finding ones that relate to real estate. So then I'm going to go to My Templates, Seller Initial Appointment. Now here it is, and I can put Sarah Smith Initial Appointment Notes and go through all of these items with her. So you'll see here, I could also add things, make additions to this note, but I'm applying that base template every time, so I make sure to go over these things with my client. I would recommend, if you're going to do this, bringing a tablet or your laptop to the appointment. However, the Evernote app is super mobile friendly, so if you wanted to just take quick notes and do this quickly, do your checklist, you could have it on your phone as well. Okay, so let's say the appointment with Sarah went great and she signed the listing agreement and we're moving forward. So what we could do here is create a new note. And this is an example for if you already had the listing agreement on your computer and you just wanted to put it in Evernote. Evernote does partner with an app called Scannable where you can scan documents with your iPhone directly into the correct Evernote notebook. That definitely helps streamline the process, so highly recommend that as well. Okay, so let's say I already had it downloaded on my computer because Sarah emailed it to me. Then I'm going to go up here and press Insert, Attachment. Then I can select my example, listing agreement, and it will live here forever. So you can do this with any documents you need. Okay, let's say we've got the property on the market and we're going to have an open house this weekend. I'm going to make another new note. I'm going to title this Open House Leads and probably put the date as well. So the reason I'm including this is, as I mentioned, Evernote is a wonderful place to keep all different types of information pertaining to the transaction. Photos, documents, quick ideas you have, contact information in one place, which is something like Google Drive or CRM may not be able to keep all of that in one place. So that's why I'm going to recommend we create a table before our open house. So I'm going to go up here, add table, maybe make it 4 by plus as many people as you expect at the open house. You can always add this on later. And you'll be able to pull this up right in your phone or mobile tablet so you can make quick notes as people come in and out of the open house. So maybe we want to make a column for their name, their phone number, their email, and any feedback that they have about the house. I think that can be a great way to connect with potential open house leads and also get that valuable feedback for your seller. Okay, so we could make this quick on the spot, or we could have this set up ahead of time in our notes so when we get to the open house, one less thing to prep. We can also do similar to what we did earlier with the appointment, and we could share this as a template, save it as a template, open house leads template, and every time we have an open house, we can use this template. Okay, so one of the other reasons I like keeping open house leads in your Evernote notebook is because then they're tied to the client and that property address. So if you knew that Sarah's house was a 2-bedroom in a certain neighborhood, and then you knew some of these leads were interested in that, and you had another similar listing come on in that neighborhood, you could reach out to them. And the easiest way to pull back up this information is to add a tag. So you'll see this down here towards the bottom. And I can add a tag of open house leads. And you can make as many tags as you like. Tags are really beneficial to search for information in Evernote later, especially once you have a bunch of different notes and maybe similar information across a variety of notebooks. Okay, so now let's say we've received an offer on Sarah's house. Yay! So we have this offer in our email directly from the buyer's agent. Okay, so what we can do is forward that directly into our Evernote. So what we need to do first is get our Evernote specific email address. You can get that by going up to your account and then account info, more account settings. This will take you to your internet browser and it will show you email notes 2. So what you're going to want to do is copy and paste this email address and then save it as a contact in your email provider. So for me, I would put it as a Google contact and then just name it Evernote email address and go from there. So what I'm going to do now is go into my Gmail, and here is the example contract from the buyer's agent. And I am going to forward that to that Evernote email address I just copied. Send. So it is almost automatic. We'll give it just a second. The one thing about this is it is going to go into the generic notebook, and then you'll need to move it into Sarah's notebook. So I'm going to go to my All Notes, and you can press this little refresh. Here it is. So now if this was my executed contract, I can go up here, move note to Sarah's notebook. And there it is. Okay, so now throughout the transaction, if you have documents you need to scan in, you can scan them directly to Sarah's file using Scannable. You can forward them using your Evernote email. You can create miscellaneous notes and checklists at any time to keep up with items for the transaction. I'm going to show you how to create a notebook stack. So you can see here I've clicked over to my notebook section. And let's say Sarah's transaction closed, and now we want to keep all that stuff on file, but we don't necessarily need to see her notebook on the side every day. So we can put her notebook into our past client stack, which is something I recommend. So you can create a notebook stack by putting any 2 or more notebooks together. And so there's 2 easy ways to do this. I can drop this down and drag Sarah's notebook into the stack. Or I could go over here, add to stack, past client stack. And so you can create past listing stack, past buyers, any type of different stack you want. It just definitely helps cleaning up, especially this left-hand side for your day-to-day. And it's a great way to keep all those little notes and items and emails from past clients on file and easy to find. Everyone, I hope you enjoyed that Evernote tutorial. As with any platform, it's really important to be organized from the start if you want to use Evernote to build on your systems and make them easy to implement, easy to organize, and easy to find things moving forward. If you have any questions, feel free to comment below or reach out to me. I will link my blog below as well, and I hope everyone has a great day.